Alrighty, folks. Good afternoon. Tim LPP here, and I have actually done something that was productive. um, I know I said yesterday that I was going to stream the whole organization of the shop today, just kind of have a running stream for it. But I had some online training that I needed to get done for the police job, and it has to be done basically today. I've got one more block that needs to be completed. It's 2 hour block. Fairly easy to go through, so I'll be doing that later this afternoon. But I did during the first online training block that I needed to complete. I went ahead and made it productive and cleaned the shop. So you guys will already notice some differences around me. We saw clearing the bench yesterday, and kind of how I did that. I made a few other modifications. Also, I posted a picture of it yesterday, but I'll go through in the video and show exactly what I've done. And you can probably see some other things that are different. So yeah. Hey Brian, good afternoon, sir. Glad you're here. Thank you, and maybe one other person is watching. I'm waiting for Dana to show up. She always shows up. But yeah, we've got some interesting. Well, it's nice how I've modified it. Probably won't be able to keep it clean as long as I want to, but alas, it's a start, and can't wait to show you guys all that. So let's see, we've got 3 people. Rune, happy Boxing Day. Yes, for everybody who's in a country where it is Boxing Day, happy Boxing Day. Which, as we talked about yesterday, is the day after Unboxing Day. So, does that mean that we return everything today here in the U.S.? I don't know. I don't think so. I went to Lowe's this morning and didn't see a whole bunch of people in the returns line, so I guess everybody got what they wanted. I did get something from my mom and dad, and got a couple things from them actually, but I'll show you the biggest item that I got. Nate Godin, good morning, or good, I'm used to saying good morning when I'm on video. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, Rune, I saw that from Dana. She left a comment on my community post with the picture of what I wound up doing with the bench. And yeah, that's awesome. And, like I said yesterday, when you learn how to completely disassemble and reassemble one of the Schlage A53 locks, you can do pretty much any commercial lock set other than Sargent. Sargent's completely different how it comes apart and how it works. I don't really like Sargent commercial hardware to work on. I don't know. I can't say that. I mean, it's different, but we do have our major brands. Like, for exit devices, our major brand is Von Duprin. Closers, it's LCN. That's what we deal with most of the time. Lock sets are all clones of the A53 PD as far as what we put on, or at least the A53 or AL53 more commonly, because we don't do knobs here in the U.S. For any type of commercial building. Must be ADA or Americans with Disabilities Act compatible, so you have to have a lever, which is easier, doesn't require the motor control than a knob does. Yeah, Rune, we definitely need to get definitely need to help Ronald with his lock if he's had it that long. Um, so let's start taking a look around the shop. Excuse me. It is really warm here today. Out here in the shop, it's almost 70, and I've not had the heater on in, like, I turned it on Friday night, which is probably why I was burning up yesterday. So, um, yeah, it's warm. It's almost 70 Fahrenheit out here in the shop, and outside it feels like it's probably between 72 and 75. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I've done. Slide the chair out of the way because we never take a tour into the bathroom. It's kind of gross. So let's get this angled up and use the wide angle lens. There we go. All right, so the first thing you can see is I moved this display cabinet from over there in the corner to over here in this corner. This cabinet, I believe I will name Baby, because the movie says nobody puts baby in a corner, but I did. I've never watched that whole movie, but points if you know which movie it is. Anyway, it's over here. It is not organized in any way, shape, or form right now. Basically, I used it as a catch pile for things like challenge locks and such, which, by the way, if you or anyone out there in log sport world knows anyone that is still making videos of challenge locks, let me know. Send me an email or leave it in the comments, because I have a bunch that I never got redistributed after I got them. I got them all right about the time that I was starting to get out of challenge locks, so let me know, and I'm going to try to ship them out in the next coming months or so, because I don't want people's hard work to just sit in my cabinet. I do have them organized. I do know what are challenge locks and what aren't. So anyway, yeah, they're there. Let's see here. Dirty Dancing. Rune from the land of Ruko. Knew that answer. Awesome. All right, so that's the first big thing that you'll see. Here's the desk, the workbench that we looked at yesterday, worked on yesterday, and I left all of this alone pretty much. I added a few things up here, drive bit adapters left up here. Just kind of moved some stuff around, put my drill bits here, Houdini, canned air. The big thing is up here. Make sure it's in frame. Zoom in a bit, come up a bit. Y'all saw me add the little hooks for like my impact driver and my drill. They can hang on. The impact driver, I think I want to move up about 2 inches just where it clears a little bit more. But that is still within easy reach. Then I took the battery charger that I have and mounted it to the wall. And I took down the glass title card that I used a little bit last year, I think, or earlier this year, really. Took that down because I hadn't used it in a while. Figured I'd make this shelf a little more usable space. And so I can put my batteries here, spare parts, spare tools, etc. Eventually, I want to replace this light with something that goes all the way across. That way I can have more light coming down on the workbench for video purposes. And yeah, put the television back where it goes. Kind of have everything organized, but I really like having these here, and I can put, I can put my battery on here and just hang it, slide it off, hang it back up. These seem to be holding fairly well. They're just corner L brackets, but they seem to be doing great, actually, for what it is. So let's look here. See, twin 6K Medico M3 is challenge locks. Yeah, Rune, I agree. I don't, I haven't picked custom challenge locks in a while, but I appreciate the effort because I have made challenge locks and sent them out. Bosnian Bill actually picked one of them. Actually, just before he stopped doing challenge lock videos. So yeah, we can come around here. Normally that's kind of where I sit. You can see I've got everything cleaned up. Yes, the trash is emptied. Fire extinguisher, always a good thing to have. The thermometer that tells us how hot or cold it is out here. And again, the little curio cabinets. You can see it has glass shelves. I've never really opened this up on camera before, I don't think. But it does have lower storage. It has a pull-out display panel thingy. And there are lights in this, but I haven't hooked them up, haven't plugged them up. And like I said, this became kind of a catch pile, and I can put stuff up there as needed. Let's see. Remember that video? Yeah, it's the what is it? Barroom Brawl was the name of the challenge lock that he picked, Brian. So there's the sink, air conditioner. Back in there's where the toilet and shower are. I still don't have water hooked up out here. I've been remiss in doing that because just because I don't want it to freeze and pop off again. And also I don't want to have to buy a PEX tubing tool. I guess I'll have to though at some point. All right, so let's come over here. This is the wall of stuff. I'm going to roll this out of the way. This is the bag that I keep in the car. And I'm going to do a complete revamp. I may even replace the bag itself. I don't know yet if I'm going to do that for sure. It's getting kind of worn and old. Still holding up great. It's not coming apart at the seams or anything, but I'm definitely going to overhaul what's in there. So I'm going to slide that this way. Brian, if you think that's a really nice cabinet, you're more than welcome to come by and pick it up. I've been trying to get rid of it for a year and a half now. Grab the extension cord a little bit to come out with this. You can see this wall right here. These were all built in when I bought the place. And that's where I keep all of the lock sets that I collect. You can see I've got cylindrical locks, mortise locks, some more mortise lock parts, latches, deadbolt parts. Here's that pesky Sargent lock set that I've got. It's very beautiful, and I really like it, but I just don't think working on one would be that great. I've got a S&G combo padlock that was sent to me in pieces. That is going to my dear friend Night Owl. That's going to be his puzzle. And then we can look down. That's an Adams Wright device in that box that Jason Meeks sent me. Other padlocks, just junk basically. I didn't sort through it. There's the master padlocks. And then my Avis collection. And then up on the top shelf are the padlocks that I'm not going to be parting with. They're just collector's padlocks, I guess. 2 cans of Houdini or Super Slick, the store brand Houdini. And just some other stuff up there. Then we'll come around to the key bench. And we can see, I did open up, that's a brand new can of Super Slick up there. Works, I keep it just right here. Figured it would be a good spot to keep it. These are all my space and depth keys that I have through here. I've got Sargent. These are Yale, Schlage, Kwikset, Master Lock. And then these are National, which are cabinet locks. The RO3 blank. These are space and depth keys. And then these are decoding keys, which are where the blank is cut down to a depth, but it's that depth constantly across the whole blade of the key. Kind of when you pick a wafer lock, you can turn it and use those to help try to decode them. Same thing here, Hudson, space and depth. And then decoding keys, Chicago, single-sided wafer, space and depth, and decoders. And these are calibration keys. All of these, except for, I can't remember. Jeff Moss sent me one set that I have, and Bill Bacardi sent me this set of space and depth keys. These are Schlage as well. And I think I'll put these right back here. Key rings, split rings. And yes, the combination safe lock that y'all saw. Come on over here to look at the comments. Shark bite, push fittings. Oh, okay, cool, Brian. Yeah, I'll have to hit you up about that. Brian, if you would send me an email, lockpickingpatrolman@gmail.com. Send me an email, and I want to send you some pictures of basically what I've got going on. Maybe you can give me some advice there. Miko, good afternoon. And then of course we have the Ilco 45 HD machine. This is one of the many variations of the Ilco 45. Then over here we have this old Corbin, which is basically a night latch and deadbolt. That I restored. I think I've shown it on video before. It's the one really needed sandblasting, but it has the latch. You can lock the latch in place. And as far as the deadbolt, made a key for it. This lock's about, I think we figured out it was made in the 1890s. I'm just moving the big chair out of the way. These drawers have cylinders in them, just different. These are mostly mortise cylinders up here that I've been given and collected over the years. And then down here are lever cylinders and some cam locks as well. And I plan on changing that up soon enough. And then this is the case that we put all those cylinders off the bench into yesterday. And then, of course, my key blanks up here. Yeah, it's pretty sparse. Nowhere near what we've got at the shop, but that's okay. I've got Kwikset, Schlage, Yale, Y11, which is very common, Y12, Y13, Master Lock blanks, and let's see, some RO13, some Sergeant blanks, which I need a few more. That big ring of bit keys are just something I bought off of eBay just for antique locks. I can try to figure if one works, and if it does, I can get a blank and use that as a pattern to cut off of. These are some automotive keys, late 90s GM keys to be exact, and these are some Century Safe keys. All of these down here are pre-cuts. And of course I've got my speed square, straight edge, level. That table is my accidental table, because I call it my accidental table because I wasn't planning on building a table the day that I made it. And then that's the Century Safe we've already looked at. And we'll get over here in the corner. Look at the chat. Litter picker, good afternoon. I need to do some litter picking later. Cats are not happy with me. It's been a couple days since I flushed. So I took these other storage containers, and this one has different fasteners, also my Dremel stuff in there. This one is still fairly sparse, but it's going to have cylinder screws, parts, tail pieces and such in it. That's just an empty box. That's where I'm keeping the Dremel now, as well as the jigsaw. And yes, this is what Mom and Dad gave me for Christmas. A DeWalt cordless circular saw. I need one of those because the jigsaw does not make straight cuts. This is the tool bag, came with my drill, and it's got a bunch of drill bits in there. I'm thinking about doing something different than these shelves, because I have more shelves like this over on the other side of the building. I'm thinking about moving those in here because you can see how much room the rest of these take up. And thinking about doing it that way. I did have it where this stack of shelves was over next to the door, and then these two shelves were over there in the corner. I don't think I like that though. And so I'll probably bring in the other shelves like this and move it over there in that corner, and then move everything back to just take that out, put it over on the other side of the wall. But yeah, these are kind of catch-all shelves as well. But I've got them somewhat organized. Safe doors down there. And then these are just various lock sets that we've seen on live. Raw materials, little mounts and jigs. And then I've got safe combination locks over here, drill bits, spare stuff, sanding stuff, fasteners. Yeah, so that's about it. And yes, the squeaky door. And yes, that's the double door. You know, it's kind of like M from the early James Bond movies, how it had the double door. But that's about it. Now the same saw, very useful. Yeah. I don't have, never had a circular saw before. That belonged to me. We've got one on the truck for work, along with the Sawzall, Dremel, die grinder, or angle grinder, etc. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this will be useful. Cut one piece of wood with it, just to make sure it cut. I'd like to get a different arrangement. And like I was saying yesterday, the boss gave me some stuff. Basically, you mount it on the wall and it's got the grooves cut in it to where you can just snap in little hangers and hooks and stuff. And I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want that, or if I want to try to paint, because I really, really don't like the dark color of all this paneling. I mean, pulling back over here in the corner now so you guys can get a view from this angle. Y'all don't normally get this view. But yeah, it's kind of dark along the walls. And then that ugly ass green color over there, that's the color they painted the damn house. And I hate that. And I want to repaint the house so badly. But basically these buildings come as just empty studs. You can see up there, that's kind of the framework. It normally doesn't come insulated or with any of the wiring done. And this kind of, well, this wall here in the middle was also done at the purchase. Open this door. You guys can see that it comes all the way out here into this section, which I never show because it's full of junk. And one day I'll clean that up, but not today. So what I think I really want to concentrate on next is doing some more lighting above the bench. And yes, I know that looks really bright over there. And I mean, you guys tell me, because y'all watch from your phones and computers and such. You know, I just always feel like the light right here on the work mat just isn't bright enough. But, I mean, y'all tell me. I mean, I would like to have something hanging down right about here. I mean, I know I'll have to cut out the foam and figure out a way for that to work. But either that or replace this fixture with something that comes all the way across, which I want to do anyway. But having something that comes down from overhead to shine directly down on here would be pretty cool, I think. But I don't know how it normally looks on y'all's end. So I don't know if what I'm wanting to do would be overkill or not. Let's look here. Squeaky. Litter picker. Yeah, like Ren just said, I do like the door that way. And for the reason, honestly, exactly for the reason that you said. Like the James Bond's not going to sneak in through that door. And, yeah, I like it. I like my door squeaky. It's kind of a low-tech alarm system. And I really do like that. This spring, I'm going to cut this out. Because I mean, for one thing, this door was just a custom door. They literally put up the paneling and then probably took a skill saw or circular saw, came out, made this door, and then just put hinges on it. I don't really like that. So I'm going to open it up, or take this off, take this out, and then you've got this footer down here that is a really great trip hazard. And I'm going to take that out. I'll probably have to come up about, probably about 2 inches on the header and find a door to fit in here. And just get a regular, real door in there so I can have something other than just a night latch. It does have my Everest key cylinder in there, but yeah, I just really don't like this. And I will change it to where instead of being an in-swing door like this, it's an out-swing door like that. So that way I can have free egress in case if I set the shop on fire while I'm in it. Pray to God that'll never happen. But yeah, that's kind of my plans for this spring. Alrighty. And yes, in case if you're wondering, sharp-eyed viewers, yep, that is a rag stuck in the door. My lever that I had on that door never really worked. I've got another lever set that I want to put on there. I'll do that eventually, but the front porch outside of that door has pretty much completely disintegrated, so I'm not real worried about fixing that until I fix the porch out front, which, again, that might be a springtime project as well. It depends on the budget, the evil budget. All right, so that's it. That's all. Yeah. Sorry, I've stirred up all the dust in here. Yeah, the black does look kind of cool, but it's not really a black. It's more of just a like a dark wood stain color. I really don't like it, and I don't really get why he did the white stripes in the grooves. Truth be known, full disclosure, the guy who lived here before me was crazy. He and his ex-wife lived together. She lived in the house, essentially, and he lived in here. He did have a bedroom in the house for when it got too hot or too cold for out here because he didn't have the air conditioner installed. Very, very interesting. She was wonderful. She was really, really nice. I met her, obviously buying the house, I met her. And I met him and he, yeah. Anyway. Let's see. 3.0 door frame. Frame it to something you can find in the stock. Yeah, Brian, what I'm going to do, because that's not a load-bearing wall, like I said, it was just basically put up whenever he had the building set up here. And I think I'll be just fine. Again, cutting out that footer, and then if I need to raise the header any, I can literally cut out, there's just a 2x4 stuck up in there. I can cut that out and raise it up a couple inches if I need to. But yeah, if I can find a good deal on a door, I'm gonna get it and have it. That'll be a video one day, live hanging of a door. I don't think I want a metal door, but a wooden door would be pretty cool to have there, or some sort of composite door. I don't know about wooden door. Not a solid wooden door because it's not climate controlled from both sides. So some sort of composite door would be good. Might be able to buy a lock to fit that hole at local hardware. Well, Rune, actually that lock, the night latch on there, I installed that myself. Before it was just a, let's see, I actually just took it off yesterday. It's one of these slide bolts where you slide it and then you can slide it back to unlock it. That's all he had on that door. And I guess he never, well, for one, the porch worked, so he always had this door to go in and out of. But, you know, I had that just for convenience to get to the other side. I don't have the front porch right now. And again, it's an inconvenience for sure, but it's not a priority because the ramp going up to the other side is actually in pretty good condition. And so this door is my main door to go in and out of. I've thought about adapting it for, adapting it at the very least for a regular deadbolt, but the way it's made, it's actually sandwiched material. So you can see it has several layers, like there's this back layer, and then there's this paneling here, and then this core right there. So it measures like right at 2 inches across. So I don't think I would need the thick door kit necessarily on some locks, but mortising and boring out through these panels sandwiched together would be really kind of a pain in the ass. I don't think I'd want to do that. So, I mean, this works for now. I don't know. I might try boring it out for a regular deadbolt and cylindrical lock set somewhere in there, but I really don't want to spend that much time and effort if I'm going to replace the door. Yeah, litter picker, I probably will paint. Depends on what kind of paint I can get for cheap. Because paint is not cheap. But I would be okay with getting a mist tint as long as it was a lighter color. I don't like solid white. I think that would look too institutional or too cobbled together in here. So an off-white or a grayish or something like that would be fine with me. But yeah, probably I do need to do that before I make changes to the lighting. Just simply because I'll have to take down these fixtures and come up with some sort of scheme for the rest of it. Yeah. That's a good thought process, though. Let's see. Yeah, Brian. Anytime. Ken underscore. Good afternoon. Yeah, installing and hanging doors. That sounds like an interesting book. My boss has been teaching me on the job about doing a lot of that. We've done a direct one-to-one replacement, actually a couple of them, for different doors. So is basically just remove the current one, hang the new one, not having to reframe anything, which we normally would not do anyway because we're locksmiths slash doorsmiths, not framers. Let's see. I was talking about to replace the cloth in the main door. Oh, okay. All right, Ryan. Yeah. Yeah, that's bored out for actually a Schlage commercial lever set. But since if I were to open that door and take a step out, I would fall, probably break an ankle and scrape up a leg. I haven't been worried about it. I could probably take just one of these lock sets and just throw it in there, just to have something other than a rag keeping the hole plugged up, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. Use one of those dimple lock cylinders. Mark perfect for that type of lock. Yeah. Actually, what I did, Miko, is all of my house and my padlocks that I use here are all on the C123, C/S123 keyway, Schlage Everest. And so I've got everything pinned to that. And with that night latch was actually like a $16 night latch from Lowe's Hardware. And of course I threw away the little crappy cylinder that came with it and took an adapter kind of like this, the cylinder adapter for a lever cylinder into rim cylinder. Took one of those and put my Everest cylinder in there and mounted it through. Took a little bit of trial and error, but I got it. And it works great as far as keeping the door locked. As far as kicking it in, probably a different story. But on the other side of the shop, there's a roll up, roll down door. And I've got that secured on the outside with a pretty good Avis padlock. So when I'm not out here, not coming out here on the weekends, I lock it up with that padlock. Just to keep people from rolling the door up, having a hidden space to come in here and kick this door in. Let's see, the green and the gray look a bit institutional, actually. Military, in fact. Yeah, I'll give you that. That green is definitely not my favorite color. I don't know what color I'd want it. I don't want it solid white. I really don't. But I mean, I'm not going to be picky about it. As long as it's a light color, I'm not going to be picky. But I think having a lighter color on the walls would be, for one, a lot better with lighting. And for two, just kind of make the place look a little bit bigger. Let's see. This way we can see it is the locksmith's own house. Yeah, Arun. What do locksmiths do at their own houses? You know. Expandable Insulation foam, fix holes in doors. Yeah, I'm leaving it like that. Because eventually I do plan on replacing the little deck on the front to where I can walk in and just use this door. That's going to be a springtime project. So I've just got the rags stuffed in there now so that the cold air doesn't draft in on days when it is really cold out here, and I can turn the heater on and not just have a stream of cold air pouring in. But yeah, if I was going to insulate, I would use the spray foam. And I kind of wish they'd use that in the ceiling too. I don't know, maybe I'll take the paneling off the walls, run new wires while I'm at it. Nah, I doubt it. I don't think I'll do that. Hey, Ronald. Yeah, Ronald, you gotta have, Dana beats you putting together your puzzle lock. See if she'll do a video for you. I did one yesterday. It's her turn now. Anyway, but yeah, if you got any questions, give me a text or a call or something. I'll try to walk you through it if you're gonna work on it. But yeah, I think. See, been going for a little bit now. About 50 minutes. Family is up. Yeah, family always screws everything up. But it's good that you have family that's over. Alrighty. My attire matches my walls. I didn't plan that. Yeah, that color though actually wouldn't be that bad to do the whole thing in. It's sort of a bluish gray. I don't know. Maybe just something lighter in here. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you missed it, replay. But I'm happy with the way it's spaced out. The shelves over there, I need to figure that out. I'll probably figure that out in about 3 weeks. One day. Yeah, just one day. And I've got plans, like I said, to replace the little accidental table. I was at Lowe's this morning looking at stuff, and I've got a plan to really do a good version of a new table. I just need time to do it. And the only time I'm going to have is weekends until May. But I'll get it done. Anyway. Alright. Family is over. Alright, folks. So that's going to be it. Gonna wind up so I can grab my lunch. I'm surprised y'all haven't heard my stomach growling on there, but I'm gonna go grab my lunch and finish up the online training that I have, and maybe reorganize or rearrange a few little things out here, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy with it. I've got room again. I can walk. I can walk through the whole shop and not trip over something. So yeah, that's it. Bringing the table back outside to use for barbecue. Yeah, Rune, that's exactly what that table's going to be used for. That's why it was built. I imagine you remember that story. Works great outside. In the shop, not so much. But I've got a really, really good idea for one in here. And that's kind of why I'm really hitting on the shelves over on the side of the wall, just to just to do something different. Anyway, alrighty, folks. I'm gonna go get lunch. I'm hungry. So, y'all, have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great week this coming week. I will see you Saturday, the first day of 2022. Who would have thought we made it that far? Anyway, I'll be there then. Y'all, have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay out of trouble. We'll see you next time.